This is not about politics, it's about ethics. Welcome to History Listery, where I read off a 30-second question that I've developed that might help you prepare for your next town hall. If you like the question, I'll leave a copy of it in the description below. And if you're interested in this huge project that I'm working on concerning the Trump administration, there's also a link for that. Today's 30-second question involves specifically military members, and I am going to be covering question 3. So here we go. Question 3. President Trump avoided military service through multiple deferments, has reportedly called fallen troops suckers and losers, abruptly fired senior military leaders, and his political operation even used an image from a dignified transfer of fallen soldiers in a fundraising email. How is that patriotism or respect for those who serve? And what will you do when this administration treats service members, veterans, and the fallen as political props rather than people whose sacrifice deserves genuine honor? And here are some of my sources that led me to ask that question. He deferred service. So from 1964 to 1968, President Bone Spurs received 5 deferments to serving in the Army. September 4th, 2020, Trump called fallen soldiers suckers and losers. February 21st, 2025, Trump fired General Charles Q. Brown from chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff as part of the DEI agenda. October 16th, 2025, Trump proposed building a giant victory arch overlooking Arlington Cemetery. Well, overshadowing, really, in honor of himself, King Trump. January 28th, 2026, the Trump administration removed flags honoring fallen Danish soldiers who died in Afghanistan on behalf of the U.S. March 7th, 2026, Trump wore campaign merch during a military dignified transfer and used the images in a fundraising email. March 9th, 2026, the Trump administration left U.S. citizens and people who helped the U.S. fight the Taliban stranded in Qatar after the U.S. withdrawal in 2021. July 4th, 2026, I bet most of you haven't even heard of this one, or the handful of you who actually watched this video. The Trump administration changed the name of the Vietnam Veterans Boulevard in Sumner County to the Charlie Kirk Memorial Highway. I believe they got a lot of backlash on that one and it was changed back, or at least a portion of it was changed back. But for some reason they felt like a misogynist, bigoted mouthpiece who likes to weaponize God for political power and likes to profit off of religion and womanizes and likes to view racism and hatred deserve to have his name slapped onto this highway instead of our veterans. So July 22nd, 2026, Trump attended a dignified transfer of 4 fallen soldiers. At the transfer, he stated, all of them said very strongly that we can't let Iran have a nuclear weapon. After the transfer, he removed their names from the casualty roster. August 12, 2026, concern grew over conditions, deployment length, and suicide attempts aboard USS Abraham Lincoln. Trump's been asked if there are poor conditions on the USS Abraham Lincoln, and he says, no, there aren't. That's his response, no, there aren't. Anyways, as you know, these videos are just to help get you motivated to think of a question for a town hall, or if you want to email your congressman. I've stopped emailing mine because they refuse to answer, or when they do, they send me a boxed or canned response about something completely unrelated. So they're not reading any of my emails and it's taking up all of my time. So I'm hoping for another town hall in my area if we get one, although I'm not so sure that they're going to provide us with town halls much anymore because they don't actually care about our input. One of the last town halls was over the phone, and that governor called Democrats Democrats. So we're surrounded by MAGA loyalists right now. It's very bleak. But if you do happen to get a town hall, that's the whole purpose of this and my massive database. If you need help with your research and you need it to be organized, I'm not here to give hot takes. I'm not good at that. I have plenty of opinions, but so do all of us. So that is not my point. It's simply to share this with you. Plus, there's a lot of information out there and so much is going on that it's almost impossible to know everything. I bet a lot of folks didn't know about that Memorial Highway. If you're not in the Tennessee area, it hasn't really hit major news. A lot of this stuff that's in my database hasn't really hit major news. I feel like they are dropping the ball. But anyway, there you go. If you watch this, thank you very much. I hope you take care. And just don't forget to remind some other people who are still lost and still supporting this administration that this is not about politics, it's about ethics. So, all right, thanks for watching.